Welcome again everyone. In this lecture I will show you how to activate your server or your RDS server. If you remember in section 1 I talked about activation and licensing in general from a conceptual view. Now I'm going to apply this and activate my server and install CALs on my server. To do this, simply go to Tools and go to Remote Desktop Services, and as we saw before, Licensing Manager. Here is my server licensing manager. You can see that my server is not activated. This is the activation status. Just right click and click Activate Server. Here we have multiple methods to activate the server. We can automatically connect online. We can use a web browser or telephone. I'm going to activate manually using a web browser so you can learn how to configure activation manually. Click on Now on Next. And here we have a product ID. It says just go to activate.microsoft.com and activate your server. So let's go to activate.microsoft.com and here we are. Just select activate a licensed server and click on next. Okay, you can see here's the product ID. Let's get it from the activation window and go again and paste it here. Enter company name. I will use my company HDK and just select your region, like maybe United States or your country, and click on next. And it tells you to ensure about your product ID and so on. Click on next. And here we are. This is the activation key. Copy it and go to the activation window and paste it here. Click on next and the server is activated. Just click next, and now it tells you to install licenses. As I told you, you have to install licensing or licenses for your users to connect to your RDS server. And if you remember, we have two types of CALs. We have licensing by user or licensing by client. Let's continue now. Click on next, and we have this our activation key. Let's cancel this so I can show you that the server is now activated. Now we just have to add or install licenses. Just right click and install licenses. This is the same window, just I want to show you the operation. So here we are. This is the license server ID, and again you have to go to activate.microsoft.com and click yes to continue installing licenses. And here we are. This is the license server ID that we copied and activate our server with. Now we have to choose the license program. For me, I will choose other because I have my own license that I bought before. But whenever you buy a license, you have to select the appropriate license program. I will choose other to activate my RDS and click on next. And here we are. You have to select the product type. If you are working with a VDI system and not sessions and applications, then you have to choose between the VDI products, 2016 VDI, 2012 VDI, and so on. Here I am working with Windows Server 2016 Remote Desktop Services Sessions, so you can choose between per user or per device. I will choose per user, and simply you have to enter the quantity of licenses you have. Maybe you bought 20 licenses, maybe you bought 999 licenses, and so on. I will say, as an example, 5 per user license, and here is the agreement number. This is sent to you when you buy a license. I will enter my agreement number and click on next. Very nice. It will give you this activation key so you can put it inside your activation window. In the activation window here, just paste it and click on next, and that's it. You can now see we have Windows Server 2016 licenses with 5 total licenses. As you can see here, available 5 and issued is 0 now. We don't have any users connected and so on. Very nice. So this is simply how you can activate your server and install licenses inside your server. Now you may ask where I can buy these CALs from. I will attach the link where you can buy these CALs in the description of this lecture or in the attachments of this lecture, so you can go and buy your CALs if you want. This is the link. I will paste it here in my browser. You can see here we have one user cal for $199. We have one device cal for $169, 5 device client X licenses or 20. You can just click what you want, add to cart, and go and buy them, and they will send you the codes and so on. You can activate your server if you want. Thank you for following, and see you in another lecture.